Okay.
Good morning, everyone. For those who don't know me, I think you got the email from me. My name is Helena Nat. I'm the executive director for the Greater New York Chamber. And we represent 30,000 different business and civic leaders. What a great day. What a great panel. This morning, access to capital. Access to capital, extremely important because it moves the economy forward. And it gives, you know what, a lot of people that are members of the chamber and people on our database are either sole proprietors, entrepreneurs, small, medium-sized companies, major corporations, starting out, already established, or in between, and need that next jump, or they just need that capital to get them through, whether it's a 3-month period, a 6-month period, or next year. That's why we put these webinars on. That's why I am so thankful for this panel. I'm so thankful for Manly Lynn representing the SBA to allow our partnership with the Greater New York Chamber to get this information out. It's so important for the businesses to have this opportunity and to have this information, which leads me to, there's a chat going on. Put your questions in the chat. They'll answer the Q&A. We'll go through the Q&As afterwards because they want to do their presentation. And it is being recorded, so you can go back on a weekend or at your leisure to really go over the fine tooth and nails to what they are talking about their procedures and what they have, the opportunities they have if you do one-on-ones with them. So it will be on Chamber TV on our website, www.chamber.nyc. So right now I'm going to turn it over to Manly Lynn, but you know what? Ralph, Viola, Amy, Lily, and Sylvia, again, we so appreciate your time and thank you so much for doing this. You guys are, you know what? Small businesses is the backbone of the economy, and this is what they're giving the opportunity for you to get that, the financing, and they'll tell you the qualifications. So Manly Lynn, take it away, and thank you again.
Thank you, Helena. Let me, okay, I need to share my screen. Thank you.
Should, yep. Hold on for a second.
Good morning, everyone. So I will just introduce SBA's financing program. So later you will understand, some of the lenders, they will talk about 7A504 microloans, so you know what they talk about. Okay.
You've got the share screen.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. So if you go to sba.gov, actually you can see all the information you need from plan to grow your business. Okay. So I encourage you, there are more than 30 different languages that you can choose from. And we provide one-on-one counseling through our resource partner. So please go to the local assistant website, enter your zip code, and all those resource partner actually they can help you one-on-one, especially when you want to borrow money. You need to have your business plan and projection so they can help you. So you go to sba.gov, there's a funding programs. If today's actually you think, you want to learn more details, actually you can go to our website and also subscribe it so you can get all the new programs. For government contracting assistance, today I'm not going to talk about that, but please shoot me an email because I have 3 actually workshops on those government contracting opportunities. Okay, so and the new announcement is actually we have a new My SBA certifications. This is just reopened on October 25th. Okay, so you can go to one website, one portal, and do all the 4 certifications. That's good news. And SBA have disaster assistance. So I hope we don't need that, but when disaster happens, actually we help everybody, even nonprofit organization and the renters. This is an announcement because I know a lot of small businesses right now, they start, or some of them, they haven't started paying their EIDL. the loan, actually, you have to contact our special serving center right now. There's a phone number and email, you have to contact them. They hire a lot of people, more than 1,000 people to be there to help you. So please, just contact them. And SBA's financing programs, we have different financing programs. The first things you can go is to go to Lender Match. You go to sba.gov, the Lender Match, and you answer some questions about your business. What's your the name of your business, address, what industry, how long have you been in business, and how much money you want to borrow. They want to make sure that you already have your business plan, your financial projection, and you know actually you are generating. And what's your estimate annual revenue? Okay, you answer those questions. We will send to all the lenders like 25 miles in your area, and then the lenders, they can review and contact you. We will send you all the lenders list so that actually they think maybe you are lendable. But you need to prepare, okay? Because a lot of business, they call us, when I ask them how much they want to borrow, they didn't have an idea. So you need to prepare. So this is statement of purpose, okay? You need to know how much money you want to borrow, and actually what money is for, and how will you repay the debt. So this is the funding request. So write down everything and how much you want to invest and how much you want to borrow. So that can help you when you talk to the lenders. So SBA have different kind of loan. Okay, so when no matter what stage of your business, we have programs for you. SBA is not a lender. Okay, SBA guarantee the loan to the lenders. So actually, when you go to your banks or your lender, or some lenders you are familiar with, actually, if you're qualified for their program, take it. Okay, but if the lenders think it's too risky to lend you the money, they would submit your package to SBA, see if we can guarantee to them, and they will notify you. So you don't have to contact SBA. You contact the lenders, discuss with them, because they handle all the transactions for you. And I put it here, actually, the qualification factors. Today, actually, we have lenders here, so I will let them tell you, okay, those, but I will send you this PowerPoint. So there are 3 categories of SBA's financing program. First one is 7A, second one is 504, and the third one is micro loan. So under 7A loan programs, there are a few. The first one, you can know, 7A loan is our most popular loan program. You even can use the process for refinancing your current business debt. Okay, and I put an eligibility here. And some businesses actually, they are not eligible. Okay, so you can see the detail. You can borrow up to $5 million. The interest rate will be prime rate plus 3 to 6.5%. If you borrow less than $1 million, you don't have to pay the guarantee fee. So this is a new program called Working Capital Pilot Program, just launched in August. So you can borrow up to $5 million, like use the line of credit, so you only pay the interest that you use, not different from the term loan. And also, right now we work with all the lenders. They have the authority to be really flexible to make a loan to fit your needs. So this is the in detail. Also, under 7A loan, we have a small loan. You can borrow up to $500,000. The lenders, they are not required to take collateral. If you borrow less than $50,000, we under 7A loan, we also have express loan. The turnaround time is only 48 hours. You can borrow up to $500,000. And the CAP line, there are 4 sub-programs: working capital line, contract line, seasonal line, and a builder line. So for different purposes. The second category is, this is a very special program. 504 program is for business to buy the property, building or land or new facilities and long-term machinery and equipment. Also do the improvement or modernization of your facilities. We authorize CDC, the process. You see the pipe chart. The beauty of this program, you only pay 10% down, and the SBA will lend you 40% through the CDC, and then we will find a lender to lend you 50%. So actually, for business, you will borrow money from 2 lenders, and the amount can go up to $12 million. You have to use the more than 51% of the property for your own business, 40-something% you can rent out. Okay, so this is the excellent program for you to expand your business, but not for startups. For startups, actually, we have special programs because we know most of the lenders, they don't make loan to startups. So we work with nonprofit organizations in different communities. You can borrow from $500 to $50,000. And I have the list here for you. You can contact them because each of them have different requirement and also interest rate. Okay? SBIC, actually, SBA, we lend money to investors. So this is there is a directory. You can find those investors, and please do your homework and research which one is best for you. And you have to practice your pitch, the speech to them. For a construction company, if you get government contract, you need to have a bonding. So SBA, we have surety bonds to help you. And we have 3 programs for the international trade loans. So now we broaden the definition of exporter. So even, even you're not an exporter, if you serve or you sell your product to the exporter, you can use this 3 loans. You can borrow up to $5 million. This is nationwide. In New York, you can contact AB if you are interested in the international trade loan. So this is the only loan program that SBA get involved, that if we can help you, guide you to prepare for it. SBA also give funding to each state. The 50 states, actually, they all have these programs to help exporter. It's grant. Okay, if you participate in the foreign trade mission or trade show, or want to update your computer or translate your marketing materials, actually, they have grants for you. The last one, there are 2 grants, but not for you to start a business or operating your business. It's for R&D, small business innovation research grants. Okay, so we coordinate with 11 government agencies. So they will announce the project they are looking for. Small business can help them to solve problems. And then SBA will also provide funding for the growth accelerator. Those are the organizations they can help small business to pursue these 2 grants. Okay, so this is the 11 government agency participate, actually including everything. This is the second one, technology transfer program. Small businesses have to find a nonprofit research institution to work together, but they will provide you the list, so you don't have to worry. Each of the project I already mentioned, you can see the first phase, you can get up to $275,000. Phase 2, you can get up to $1.8 million. And each project is all over $1 million. But to the 3rd phase, commercialization, then there is no funding. So you have to consider either get an investor or just become a contractor for the government agency, or some government agency, they will just buy from you or just give you the grants. Okay, so this is all SBA's financing programs. now actually we will learn from the lenders, okay? So first, please introduce yourself, Rob.
Thank you so much, Manley. Always glad to come to, as a panelist for SBA. I'm Ralph Rodriguez. I am a relation manager at City National Bank.
Okay, Lily.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Manny. Thank you for Chamber of New York. My name is Lily. I'm working with Dime Community Bank at Flushing. I'm a branch manager.
Amy.
Hi, good morning, everybody. TGIF. My name is Amy Lam. I'm the Business Development Officer for Renaissance Economic Development Corporation.
Sylvia.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sylvia Mitchell. I'm a Senior Relationship Manager at JP Morgan Chase.
Thank you, Paula. Paula. Didn't see,
Maybe tech
Paula.
issues.
Right, maybe. Okay, we will wait. Helena, did you see Paula? Okay.
Yeah, I'm asking her to unmute.
Okay.
It's
we
on
will
her,
come-
it's on her end. It's not
Her
on our end.
Okay, we will come back when she show up. Okay, my
Yeah.
first question is what stage of the business you can make loans to? Ralph?
So at City National Bank, we usually want to see 3 years tax returns for a business. Now, with the caveat, and this is where I get myself always in trouble. Let's say your business is 2 years old and is generating revenue, and you have other sources of income outside the business. We'll also take into consideration the application under those guidelines and those financials. But again, devil's in the details. As long as the numbers make sense, I'll always, push against the underwriter to push things through. But
Okay, thank you. Lily?
With time, as long as you are opening your business, in the normal channel, in the normal banking channel, we need 2 years of business tax return to obtain a loan. But if it's in the SBA channel, even if you pop up a mind that you want to open a bakery shop, we can look into your business plan and your finances to try to help you to on finances.
Okay,
So
thank you.
basically, it's any stage of the business we could do lendings.
Okay, thank you. Sylvia?
Generally, we are looking for 3 years of business tax returns. We are a cash flow lender up to $25 million in revenues. However, we have 2 types of lending processes. We go by a scored model. And if we are talking about the scored model, generally up to $500,000, we can work with 1 year of business tax returns and personal tax returns. Anything over $500,000 is becoming a graded type of lending facility, and this is where we're looking for the average cash flow for 3 years.
Thanks, Paula. Paula, you're back.
My
Introduce-
apologies. I went to the bathroom. I thought you guys were going to be talking a little bit more. My apologies. What was the question, Manly?
So introduce yourself, and question is what stage of the business you can make loans to?
Okay, wonderful. So that's a great question. So my name is Paula Garcia, everyone. Again, my apologies. Went to the bathroom. I am back. I'm from Pursuit, which we are a community lender. And what stages? So we can do anything from a pre-sale startup, okay, to companies that are more sophisticated and perhaps are ready to purchase their own real estate to operate their business from. So all of the stages, and we can go anywhere from $10,000 up to $5 million. And we have about 15 different loan programs, SBA and non-SBA. So I'll stop there and I'll wait for you to ask more questions.
Thank you. Amy? Amy? Okay, we'll come back to her. Okay. The next question is, do you make any, what kind of SBA? Oh, okay, Amy is back. Amy, did you know the question? What stage
No,
of the,
I just step away for a little bit. Sorry, is someone at the door? Yes.
all the lenders, actually, this is recording, okay?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
what stage of the business you can make loans to?
What stage? Oh, we actually offer both existing and startup business
Okay,
and pre-revenue startup too. Yep.
okay. So the second question, what kind of which SBA's guarantee loan programs that do you have? Ralph?
Oh, sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Regarding our SBA lending platform, 7As, most definitely, 504 loans, very successful at. Microloans, no. Our minimum for a SBO loan asset is $250,000. And in terms of international trade loans, we do supply chain financing.
Oh, okay. So maybe
So we do 7A loans and 504 loans, and that's most likely what we do for SBAs.
okay. Thank you, Sylvia.
Our SBA program includes SBA Express up to $500,000, SBA 7(a) up to $5 million, and SBA 504 up to $12.5 million.
Thank you, Paula.
So we can do 7As as well and 504s up to $5 million. So for the audience to kind of differentiate all of us, we do not do SBA Express loans, just how Chase does it. So that's one of the differences.
Thank you, Amy.
We offer only microloan, both for startup and also existing business within the 5
Okay, thank you. The next question. Other than SBA's guarantee loan, what other loan programs do you have, Ralph?
So City National Bank is a full service bank. We do offer traditional business lines of credit, business term loans, equipment loans. We actually own a equipment leasing company. So if you want to do equipment leasing, we do that as well. And sometimes if you just don't fit in the box of traditional business lending, we do offer robust personal lending programs. We could do a line of credit up to $1 million. Again, you have to qualify for it, but more than happy to entertain.
Thank you, Lily.
So at Dime Community Bank, we offer regular business line of credit and business lendings. If your business has been operating and have enough net incomes. We do commercial real estate loans for owner occupied at least 51%. We used to do investment commercial lendings. However, due to the recent rising interest rate, they kind of like toned down a little bit. But it's case by case.
Thanks, Sylvia.
Our primary lending products involve Chase commercial real estate. So these are installment loans for buying buildings or refinancing owner-occupied commercial real estate. We offer Chase commercial lines of credit. These are revolving lines of credit for larger working capital needs, growth, expected expenses like inventory or unexpected expenses that may arise. Obviously, we are partnering with SBA offering a wide range of solutions. Chase business line of credit, they're smaller amounts than commercial lines of credit for a smaller working capital needs, growth, expected expenses like inventory, and unexpected expenses. And finally, Chase business term loans, installment loan that allows access to a fixed amount of capital for larger business needs, such as equipment financing, purchasing capital goods, or debt consolidation. And I think it's worth adding that we always work with SBA consultant with us, with bankers. And unlike many other institutions, we do provide a loan comparison. So if you are confused as to what product is right for you, what lending facility serves you best, what we provide is a loan comparison worksheet that gives you apple to apple comparison, where you can see how much over time you'll pay in interest, how long the line will be amortized, and what really suits your business needs.
Thank you, Paula.
Yeah, so we have about 15 different loan programs. So we have lines of credit, microloans, veteran loans programs, and we also have a really good program in Connecticut called the City Boost program. All of these loans can cover anything from working capital, equipment purchases, expansion, startup loans. I would say that think of us as a house with one door, and there's many windows that you can tap into. And what we try to tell clients is that not to worry so much about the name of the program, but more so just to kind of, when they come to us, to tell us their story, and then we'll try to match them to the right loan program. One thing that I do want to emphasize, if we have any veterans here, we have a really competitive program for the veterans at 6.75%.
Okay, thank you. Amy?
We offer micro loan in New York and New Jersey. That's something that we recently expanded to Long Island and also the Mid-Hudson Valley. The two loans that we offer in New York State is called the New York Greater New York Fund Program. It's up to $100,000 at 8% fixed interest rate. We also do emergency loan program up to $50,000 as 4% interest rate. In New Jersey, we also have New Jersey Capital Assets Fund up to $250,000, and it's between 8.75 to 10.75% interest rate. And then also we have the New Jersey Small Business Loan Program up to $100,000, 8% fixed interest rate. And we have the brand new New Jersey Main Street Micro Loan Program up to $50,000 is 5% interest rate. Our loan is actually have their own eligibility and requirement. You could check out all the information on our website.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, today's event's goal for me actually is to connect the business with the lenders. Okay, so this is the beginning. So I will send you all the speakers' contact information. So please contact them, follow up with them, all of them, each of them, okay? Because they all have special programs to help you. So my next question, so when should the borrowers contact you? Ralph?
That's a very loaded question. So I want to just put it into terms of financial hygiene. Meaning, if I assume everybody on this webinar brushes their teeth and showers on a regular basis, if you do that, check in with your banker and your lender on a regular basis. Because especially, City National, as a relation manager, I'm your advocate here at the firm. The more I know you, the more I can advocate for you.
Thank you. Lily?
I will say as soon as possible, as early as possible. Anytime you have a thought of doing something on your business, expanding your businesses or consolidate your businesses, something that you come up, you just end up with a big contract, something like that. Just talk to us. We may be able to help you on your cash flow.
Thank you. Sylvia?
Definitely before you start expending your own cash and you think you might run out of it, the best time to borrow is before you actually start depleting your own cash. Because what's the most important for the bank is to know whether you are able, do you have a good plan, whether you are able to pay for the loan. The last thing that the bank wants is your collateral. We want to make sure that you are able to pay for the lending facility. Therefore, it is good to have a plan in place and obtain the lending facility before you actually start expending your own cash.
Thank you. Amy?
We will also set the timeline. Typically for loan, it take about 2 to a week to put together all the required documents, supporting document for loan packaging. And the review time is around 4 to 6 weeks for underwriting. So our suggestion is actually between 6 to 8 weeks prior to when you're actually planning to think about loan application and things like that. So as soon as possible, start ahead and plan ahead. So that is the key to any loan application.
Thank you. Paula?
Yeah, I echo what everyone here is saying. The best time to look for a loan, it's when you don't need it actually, because that's when you have the best financials to show. So as early as possible, and make sure that you have your documents ready. Everyone asks for the same. You need your tax returns, you need your interim financials. So you should have that ready at any given moment. In the case that the business needs cash, just have that ready. And even though some of the loan applications can take only about a week, what you need may not take a week. You might have to go back and fix your blemishes on your credit report, and that sometimes can take a few months. If you haven't filed your tax returns, your accountant may be on vacation. So you have to plan this ahead. Like right now, just for example, it's November of 2024. If you are already thinking about expanding or growing your business in 2025, start doing that now. Don't wait until the last minute. As Sylvia said, you know, it's not a good idea.
Okay, thank you. A lot of business actually, they dare not to talk to the lenders because they think, their credit score is too low and, and they don't want to commit to the collateral. So actually, what's your minimum credit score request or collateral request? Ron?
So if we're using like a sport application model, we're looking around 680. However, if you're below that threshold, then we'll have actually a human being look at your application package and try to underwrite it from that point. I've had potential clients who had scores of 800 and get declined for a business credit facility just because there was no cash flow to support it. I've also had instances where it was below 680, but we were able to approve the borrower because maybe just because you were just maxing out all of your credit facilities on the personal side that lowered the score, but otherwise everything looked good, and we understood that you would use that business credit facility to pay everything off and operate accordingly.
Thank you. Lily?
So at time we're looking at ideally at 680, 685. However, I have underwriting loans at 630 as long as it's explainable why the rate why is the credit score went so low and what is the reason for it. So I have a customer that recently bought a lot of equipment, and all the company are checking their credit history. So that drops his credit from 700 to 630. We were able to, as long as it's explainable, we will be able to help him to do the finance.
Thank you. Fabian?
We are looking also at 680 as a baseline for credit score. But as a borrower, don't think that this is something that should stop you, that this is not a golden rule that, it's all or nothing. It will be decided case by case, and we would not discourage you from applying just because your credit criteria are not sufficient. Because as my colleagues have mentioned, there's more than one variable that goes into a credit decision. So if your credit is, let's say, below 680, but there is a good and healthy cash flow, plus there is sufficient collateral, and otherwise your credit trade lines are good, you just new to the credit file, we might be able to make a decision. Same thing as my colleagues mentioned, you might have excellent credit, but if there's a shortfall of collateral or shortfall of cash flow, then the credit alone, good credit score alone won't make it. So moral of the story is really have a conversation with your banker and have your conversation early to discuss options. When it comes to the SBA guarantee, our partnership with SBA, we can go lower to 650 with credit, provided the credit score, the credit file is relatively clean.
Thank you. Amy?
Our minimum credit score requirement is above 600. Our loan is not collateral based. There's no collateral requirement. And so this is our with the minimum score and collateral requirement for our organization.
Thank you. Paula?
Our minimum is 640, but we also do exceptions. I think that one thing to have in mind is that if someone comes to us with issues, the one thing that we do want to see is that you are paying the creditors. And if you have a collection or some type of issue, just come to the lender, and it can be any lender, especially as a community lender, that you are in a payment plan. That's the key. As long as you come to us and you tell us, yes, I had issues, but I am in a payment plan. To us, that shows that you're committed to continue improving your credit report.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. A lot of business, when I ask them, you have to show you can have the ability to repay the debt, and they don't understand actually what they should show. So Sylvia mentioned cash flow several times. So the next question is, what is a good cash flow statement or ratio for your loan programs, for your underwriting request? Ralph?
So if you ever want to sound cool in front of a banker and sound like a banker yourself, debt service coverage ratio, which is what Manly is referring to. That means for every dollar that you borrow, you have X amount of dollars in net revenues. So for us, we're looking at 1.25 as a debt service coverage ratio, or meaning for every dollar you borrow, you have $1.25 in your pocket of net revenues to support not only the new credit facility, but also other debt obligations for the business and person.
Thank you. Lily?
So we're talking very technical right now. So what Ralph is talking about, that net revenue is your gross sales minus all your expenses, whatever that pocket in at the end of the day, which probably like 20 somewhat lines on your first page of the tax return. So for that to say, the net the debt to service ratio that Dime is looking at for regular loan is 1.25 to 1.3. In terms of SBA, we lowered the requirement. We could it's usually about 1.1, sometimes 1 to 1 ratio.
Thank you. Sylvia?
We are looking at a global cash flow to be 1.25, similarly to what Ralph was mentioning. For every dollar of debt, we want you to make net revenues of 1.25. We can also go by cash flow from just business operations. So global ratio for cash flow, we're looking at business and personal. If we are looking at business cash flow only, we are looking at 1.2. And if there is a shortfall on the cash flow side, we can work with 1.15 with SBA guarantee. Obviously, if there is a shortfall and problems with cash flow, there's always mitigants that we can look at. If there is a high personal net worth, if there's good collateral, we can always make a judgmental decision whether this a client qualifies for a lending or not.
Thank you. Amy?
Not sure all the borrower understand what the ratio is, but what we usually explain to our borrower is that we mainly use profit and loss statement for financial analysis. We just needed the borrower to provide monthly P&L for us. Our other financial statement is actually optional, like cash flow statement or balance sheet. Since we don't look at cash flow statement routinely, so it's not really a good way to tell you exactly what is a good cash flow statement, but it's actually something that we wanted to see on your P&L, monthly P&L. You have efficient cash to cover all your obligation, including loan payment at the end. So that's how we look at your payback ability and also how is your cash flow of your business.
Thank you. Paula?
Same thing. For us, I mean, put simply, what we're looking is that you have the capacity to make those monthly payments. And the way that that's reviewed upon is from your tax returns. We look at your earnings before your depreciation, amortization, and interest, right? And that little number, that's the number that you have to pay your creditors, right? So if you have $10,000 left on your tax returns, right? On the taxable income in your tax returns, that's how much money you have to cover an annual payment for a loan. So that's the way that you can tell whether or not you can show the bank or a lender if you have a good capacity to pay it back. In terms of debt coverage ratio, we are really aggressive. We can go down as 1.0. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So next question, we'll start with Paula. So what is the most common mistakes borrowers make?
Yeah, so I would say treat the first phone call with the lender as a job interview. Become ready to answer questions. And if I ask you how much money are you looking for, and if you tell me how much money can you give me, that's the wrong answer. That's usually what I hear from clients. And that just tells you, tell the lender that you're not prepared because you didn't think about the project, how you're going to be spending the money or what you need the money for. And just remember that anything that you borrow, if it's not going to end up in increasing your top line and bottom line, then it's not really like growth funding. Another mistake or that they make is that they don't file the tax returns on time. So that delays the whole process.
Okay, thank you. Amy?
I think the most common mistake that a lot of borrower that actually make is actually not paying enough attention to their credit history on their credit report. Usually they just focus on the credit score, because as a lender, we actually look at your credit history and see how is your payment with your credit card and also other obligation on your credit history. So most of the borrower on the credit score that is actually getting on like maybe online banking or apps, so they don't provide the history for you. But once you get into the loan application process, we all the lender look at your credit history. So I think it's a good tip for anyone to print out a free once a year, credit report from the government that actually they're able to show you some more information, or maybe providing some of the credit score that actually have credit history for you to look at it before you come to any of our lenders. So you have a pretty good idea what is your credit score, what is your credit history, and what you're looking at. So we are on the same page. So there wouldn't be any surprises, and there wouldn't be any other challenges you have to go through while you are applying for a loan application. So credit score is important, but credit history is also something that we all take a look at it very closely.
Thank you. Sylvia?
Probably the number one mistake that I see is underestimating the value of a relationship you develop with your banker. In the 5 C's of lending, character of the borrower is something that bankers pay attention to. And if you are not knowledgeable about your business plan, you don't have a good vision as to what you're planning to achieve in the next 5 years. You treat your bank as your banker or ability to borrow something that is just a retail product you buy in the store on Amazon. It just makes the banker feel that this is a risky transaction. Other thing I would say is errors in the financials, and I would encourage every business owner to have at least basic understanding of things like balance sheet, income statement, accounts receivable, aging, what comes into your inventory, having timely bookkeeping. You'd be surprised how many times we see a client that as we are analyzing their financials, they realize there are errors, there are things that they haven't reconciled. So these are very important things, but I would say educate yourself on the basic of financial accounting.
Thank you. Lily?
So to my demographic, most error that I seen is we have customers that it's in cash intensive businesses, and you know how the cash intensive businesses tax return look like. They will have $2 million in gross sale. At the end of the day, there's a negative return. So for that to be say, even though you might pocket in a lot of money, but it's not showing on the tax return. When it's not showing on tax return, nobody will lend you. So when you are doing, your business plan, when you are looking to borrow, talk to your CPAs, and saving some tax money might not lead you to a long way. So plan ahead and work on your tax returns.
Thank you. Ralph?
I'll take a little slant on this one. I want to know you and your business, your story. And it's all about, I mentioned before, advocacy. The greatest of business banking relationship is when your banker knows you very well and can advocate for you and go to bat for you when it comes to not even just lending, but just having that total financial relationship. But be honest. I just want to hear all the good things. I also want to hear any negative or any headwinds that are occurring in your business. To me, that's even more valuable because now we can pre-plan and strategize on how to work around that. If we go into the application process and I'm finding things out left and right, things that went wrong, then I don't feel as comfortable to advocate for you.
Thank you so much. The next question, please give advice to small business, especially how to improve or how to grow their business, because a lot of business actually they really didn't think about the future. So Paula, you go first.
Yeah, my advice would be, I mean, kind of a little bit of what Lily touched upon. Don't fall into the what I call the small business owners trap. You have an accountant, and your accountant every year reduces your taxable income because he thinks he's doing you a favor, right? But what happens is that affects you in many ways, and one of them is, by the time that you want to get a loan, you are showing so little income that you're showing that you're not profitable. That's the most, that's a really a big mistake. So the advice is kind of get ready, and prepare in advance, way in advance. If you know that you want to get a loan next year, talk to your accountant in January. Make sure that he understands that you need to show more than you have shown in the past, if that has been one of your practices in the business. And also reach out to the lenders and just kind of become familiarized with each lender's underwriting process and criteria before they pull your credit report, because that one pull, most lenders do hard pulls. In the case of Pursue, we only do soft pulls. But once you know each lender's criteria, then you will be able to make a smart decision on which lender you're going to be picking. So that will be my advice.
Thank you. Amy?
I will use one word to describe it. It's called proactive. Anything that you wanted to come to any one of us, that anyone that interested in a loan program is actually need to be proactive and start looking into the financial, the credit report ahead of time. And if they see anything that is missing, they should start fixing it now and be proactive about it and have all the document ready before you come to a lender, because the process will drag a long time if you're not able to provide the required document, or you're missing any document, or if you're facing any challenging on your tax return, on your credit report. So these are take time to fix. So if you're able to, have some sort of idea, like basic idea, you don't need to be an expert, but some of a basic idea, what you look at in your business financial, your personal financial, that would really help you before you come to us and have a one-on-one consultation with me, because I'm one of the counselor. So I will definitely want to meet you. I want to get to know you, your story, because as all the lenders said, I want to pick you back. We don't know how well your business is doing in the future. We don't have a magic ball, but we actually want to get to know you, because you're the reason why we wanted to work with you. So your story, your background, your financial information, personal information is all going to help us help you get this loan program. So we all here to help. So we just want to make sure proactive. That will be the word I will definitely advise for all of the borrower.
Thank you. Sylvia?
Have a plan. How year one would look like, how your year two will look like. Just keep in mind, most of the businesses fail within first 2 years. So you have to, other than just a great idea, you also have to have a plan. How your business growth will look like, how much investment and equity and capital you will inject into your business, and then have a contingency. If things don't work out the way you assume they would, how you will pay for life. Well, one of the errors that a lot of business owners do early on, for example, they'll max out their credit cards. Those credit cards get charged off, and then years later they do well. They have sufficient income, cash flow, or collateral to get lending, and those credit cards will hunt them down. That is the time before you max out your credit card talk to Renaissance, talk to Pursuit. You may not be qualified for a conventional commercial lender on large amounts like at City National or Chase, but that's where the partnership with Pursuit, Renaissance comes very handy. Another thing is understand the business basics of accounting, P&L, balance sheet, and when and how to file tax returns. Just as Paula mentioned, it is very important that your taxes are filed accordingly to what your business plan is. Because if you succeed at showing very little income or losses, that will preclude you from obtaining a lending facility, and that may be something that would be actually more beneficial than showing less income. So it's very important that you do this before you start making moves that will have financial consequences to your business.
Thank you so much. Lily?
So one advice I would say is talk to your bankers at day -20. So way before you plan to borrow, right after you file your business filings that you want to open up a business, start talking and start planning. I have a prospect that been talking for about 10 months that he's looking to open a business. He's already coming and asking what kind of document do you need, what is good for you, what is good for me to present, for me to get the lendings from SBA, from Dime. So plan way ahead. Don't start at day 200s, but start at day -20.
Thank you. Ralph?
So I'm going to be Captain Obvious here. I'm going to give you the dumbest, most obvious piece of business advice that's probably going to take your business from 0 to hero. Concentrate on revenue producing activities. Concentrate on your sales and marketing. Everything else, and it's great to understand the accounting portion of your business. You should, but if I deal with a lot of creatives, and they're good at making the money, but they're not so good at the numbers. If you're not one of those people, engage the services of somebody who can complement you in that business. But if you're not making money, P&Ls and debt service coverage ratios and gobbledygook papers that you have to give to a bank doesn't really matter because there's nothing to support that.
Thank you so much. So all the attendees, so I think actually today, the speakers not just tell you how to be lendable, okay, for them. Also, they give you advice how to grow your business, prepare your business. So it's really excellent advice. Please include the lenders as your management team, okay, or your mentor. They are here to help you, okay? So don't be afraid of them. You see how nice actually they are, okay? So please contact them when you receive the contact information, but have to be professional, polite, and save your time and save their time. So just go to the point. You have to prepare the information, whether you want to talk to them. So now we can open to the questions. Helena, you want to go through those questions?
Sure. I started with the lender match, and the lender that they matched me with wanted me to have a monthly revenue of $10,000. Although I only needed to borrow $15,000, my thought is if I had the $10,000, I would not need to borrow the money. It's confusing. You kind of went over that, but someone want to just answer that?
So again, the old adage, banks will only lend you money when you need it. That's not necessarily true. We will lend you money when you have the financial wherewithal to pay us back. So, and my entrepreneurs love working with them because they're risk takers. As lenders, we're risk mitigators. We don't like risk. What we like to do is take that favorite blanket and put it into the dryer for about 10 minutes, take it out and wrap ourselves around it for a warm and fuzzy feeling. So the moral of the story is if you borrow money from a bank, make sure the lender has a warm and fuzzy about you.
Got it. Good answer. Everyone's been asking, yes, if you email me, you'll get a copy of the presentation. This is being televised. This will be not televised. This is being recorded. It will be on Chamber TV. I put that in the chat. What credit score have you? I know that you answered it, but I just want to answer. What credit score must you have in order to be approved? And I think you guys answered that. Okay. Which loan program would match a food consumer product startup seeking less than 10,000 to manufacture product samples to test with consumers?
Anyone want to answer?
Does someone want to answer
Um,
that?
How much are they looking for?
I'll
10,000. So
Yeah,
you got-
for us, for an SBA loan, for us, that would be too small. We start at larger amounts. I don't know if any of the other lenders can
I am
start.
familiar with Ascendus, formerly Action East, and they are excellent when
Yep.
it comes to microloans.
And Renaissance offer microloan, so you could definitely contact me and I could definitely help you.
Yeah, SBA actually have, we signed agreement, work with 6 microloan in New York area. Okay, so please, read my PowerPoint. One slide, I list all the 6 microloan lenders there.
I think you guys have been answering. There's 2 Q&As. There's a chat and a Q&A. So I think you've answered. Well, we just got one. Thank you. What loan product could be used to acquire a motel or a small hotel? And could the location be in upstate New York?
Actually,
a-
I could feel this one. What you're talking about is special purpose lending. So you think hotels, motels, churches, not a lot of lenders, especially in this lending landscape, will do that just because, let's say we lend you money for the motel upstate and, you know, it fails and we have to take recourse and foreclose on the property. Now, the only people that we can sell that property to is other motel owners. So it narrows the pool of how we could disperse with that bad debt, basically. There are lenders out there. It just requires a lot of research to identify them. A lot of it's like private equity guys, but you know, in terms of traditional lending, it's kind of wonky.
Yeah. Any other questions? It's okay. I think, wait, yep. That's the last one. Well, I just wanted to say it's 2 minutes to 11. Thank you so much. This was very, very informative. Hold on for 1 second. Oh, everyone's asking right now. Hold on. We have a hard stop at 11, so I'll take advantage of it. I just paid off all my debt except for 1 credit card, and I did not know that my credit score would drop. How would that affect me getting a loan? My new income is Social Security disability. Does anyone want to?
So she paid off all the credit cards and that dropped her credit score. That kind of
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. That
Yeah, it
usually
doesn't.
it works the other way. When you pay your
Yeah.
credit cards, the score goes up. Now to the next question of how does that impact if I have Social Security? It all depends. It really depends on the usage. We only do business loans, so I'm assuming that in addition to your Social Security income, you have business income, right? So it will have to be a longer conversation to see where she's at or he.
Yeah.
So
You were, we talked about specifics about the hotel. Someone wants to know what's the best lender for a franchise such as a laundromat who already has an existing loan.
An SBA loan can do that. It really depends on the franchise. The SBA has specific franchises. So we will have to look at the name, whether or not they are included in the franchise list of the SBA.
I would add that this sort of question calls for a meeting with a lender, with a banker, because there are so many moving pieces and variables that any of the answers that we give right now will not be sufficient.
I don't know who's that is. Who just there we go. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say that's all the time that we have. If you have any questions, you can email it to me and I'll forward it to the appropriate person. And if you want a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, just email me. You got all, the RSVP back from me, so you have my email address. Ralph, Lily, Sylvia, Amy, Paola, thank you so much, and especially Manly Lynn, who is our Greater New York Chamber SBA partner, for putting out this information. So important. Everyone loves this because you really provide a lot of information that people can't get and they don't know about this. If you want to, you know what, if you're still on, we so appreciate this. Tuesday, 10 o'clock, online networking. We can help you grow your business. And it's a great opportunity. You know, I know it's cold out. People don't want to travel now, but, you know, just get on, go to our website, chamber.nyc. We have a lot of great events going on right up to Christmas. We're still going strong. So thank you so much for all this information that you provided. And I can't thank you enough. I say it all the time, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys really are the pulse of the economy, and you help create jobs. You know what? If they get the money, people are going to hire more people. And it's like a domino effect. And you know what? I just think it's great. And we're here to help you grow your business. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to anyone on this panel, reach out to me. And again, on behalf of the Greater New York Chamber, this will be on Chamber TV later this afternoon. And again, thank you everyone for joining us. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Bye-bye.